Hi, I'm Lisa Bragg, and welcome to Bragging Rights. I just want to pop on and tell you a little bit more about my book, which comes out Thursday. And if you're watching a replay, that would be Thursday, May 11th. It launches worldwide. It's available for pre order now. Here's what it looks like. Yay! So, on the title, I had The Joy of Freudenfreude. And I'm so sorry if I'm not saying that right, if that's a word that you know and you love so much. And Freudenfreude means the joy of seeing someone else's success. And so there's a few mentions of it in my book, and I'm going to turn to that now and read to you those pages. So, we encourage empathy for those who struggle and grieve over losses, but we also need to coax our minds to celebrate when people soar. Empathy means considering and sensing what other people are feeling, not only when they're hurting, but also when they're happy. And I think that's something we forget. We often just want to create and help people when they're sad, but when they say something that's like actually something we should celebrate, we often dismiss it. So back to the book. Researchers have given this conscious sharing and others' joyful experiences a name, Freudenfreude. And it's similar to what Buddhists call mudita, or when English speaking Yiddish dabblers use the word kvel. Freudenfreude is the lovely enjoyment of another person's success, even when it doesn't directly involve us. It's the opposite to Schadenfreude, the shame. And I totally didn't say that one right today. It's the opposite of Schadenfreude, the shameful joy or self satisfaction one feels at someone else's losses, pains, or misfortune. Schadenfreude has gotten much more airplay in the last little while. And we seem to want to celebrate people's downfall so much. And that's why we talk about failures more and we snicker when somebody falters and when they mispronounce things. We are not as happy when people soar all the time. So, bragging rights is about changing that and being willing to talk about our successes much more. So, in a paper in the World Journal of Psychiatry and Mental Health Research, psychologist Catherine Chambliss found that the lack of an empathetic response from those we share our successes with can cause relationship failure. Her primary investigation was on depression. The takeaway is don't blow out someone else's flame. In her book, Atlas of the Heart, Brene Brown has this tip when talking about your success. When someone demonstrates joy when we share ours, we can express gratitude. Thank you for celebrating with me. It means so much that you're happy for me. So, we want to look for times that we can celebrate each other and share our joy instead of hiding that we're successful. So often people tell me they don't want to tell their success stories because it hasn't landed in the way they thought it would before. It's landed with a thud. And it's because we don't always want to celebrate other people's successes. And that has something much more to do with ourselves than the people who are talking about their successes. And those who talk about your successes, we can't be responsible for how it lands in someone else's brain. We have to just say our successes, talk about our accomplishments and our wisdom, and the people will take it as it is. As is. Of course, there has to be context, and I talk a lot about that in the book. But we have to be happy for other people's successes instead of rolling our eyes when someone talks about how successful they are or that they've won something or achieved something. We have to make talking about success something that's commonplace. So I do want to also share with you, I have another place where I'm sharing more about Freudenfreude, but I wanted to just put up the pre-order banner right now and just give you one quick commercial because I do have some offers going with the pre-order if you're buying it on or before May 11th, where you can get some extra workshop with me. You can get the book that accompanies this. So there's a workbook that goes along with this. And so if you order in advance 1, 2, and 5 copies, because you need 5 copies because you need to share it with those you coach, mentor, and lead for sure, and have it as your book club. So if you get them early, you get some extra prizes and some bonuses too. So that's the address right there, lisabragg.com/pre-order. And you can get that now. And it's available pretty much on every international retailer now. It's all over Amazon. It's on Amazon in Australia now, in the UK. And I was happy to see it on in India because I have somebody who I interviewed in India and I have the UK, Australia, the US, of course, and Canada. So in so many countries and in Scandinavian countries too. I've interviewed people from those countries, and the book is finally available there too. So go and check it out. But order soon, because if you order again before May 11th, I feel like I'm doing a telethon, but if you order early, you will get those prizes. That's for sure, or those extra gifts. So let me turn to the other page that has Freudenfreude. And I think we should just say all that word together several times. It's in chapter 13. It's in the chapter with teams, and I know it's there. Here it is. Okay. Actually, I want to introduce you to another word when I say this too. So I'm just going to back up. So we have Freudenfreude. It's like I'm a dictionary today. I also want to teach you about braggitude. I didn't make that word up. Hang on, here's where it is. So this is in the leadership chapter, chapter 13, where I give you a whole bunch of tips of not just how to shine yourself, but how to help your team and the people you lead shine too. Because the more of us shining, the better our organizations look and the better you look as a leader. No fear of competition at all. We want to have Freudenfreude, which is the joy of other people's successes, that we feel that joy. So one way to do that is starting a company-wide bragging rights community of practice. And it's to help your thought leaders and social connectors, along with those who you need to help on the path. So it gives your company incredible benefits. It helps connect more members of your team who are at different levels, fosters conversations around gender bias in the workplace, and shows that you care about the personal, professional journey of your teams. And so this is what we call braggitude. And the alternative was anti-gloat. So people like braggitude better. I didn't make that up, but it's an intervention designed by researchers to increase Freudenfreude, which again means the lovely enjoyment of another person's success. And braggitude, it's short for brag. I think you already know this, but you can get it. Bragg plus gratitude is braggitude. I think you get that. It's intentionally tying words of gratitude to the listener following discussions of personal success. In other words, share your win, then tell the person how they helped you accomplish it. For example, I'm getting a promotion thanks to your tips on how to navigate the new process. Or thank you for being there. I couldn't have done this without you. And along with your clear bragging has to be clear. Let's not hide when we talk about our successes. It shouldn't be at the very last thing that we talk about. It should always be the first thing you say, that I'm happy I won this award, or whatever it is, I got this promotion. Put it up front and center, so you're not, as we talk about in journalism, is burying the lead. And one more tip I want to talk to you about, another definition, is joy. It's from the same research, and it means intentionally sharing the joy of someone relating a success story by showing interest and asking follow-up questions. In this research study, the college students who initially had mild depression began to practice braggitude and joy, and reported feeling that Freudenfreude came easier after 2 weeks, along with enhanced relationships, improved moods, and greater generosity. It also helped emphasize compassionate caring and lessened unhealthy competitive striving. And in the book, I have some tips on how to do it. And you know what? I'll increase. I'm reading the next word is increase in the book here. So I will include in the show notes here a few things that you can do that follow along with the book. Now, the book has some great tips all the way along. Let me turn to 203 so I can show you what that looks like here, so you don't have to wait. I guess I could do share my screen, but I'm just not thinking of it that fast right now. And for some reason, I just love paper still. So you can, here they are. Maybe it's not going to be clear enough. Nope. Okay, so I will have to put those in the show notes for you. Sorry, I tried. I will have to share in the future. But the cool thing that I can show you, because it's not that it does show up, is every chapter has this area here, which is the to consider, because we don't take time enough to reflect on ourselves. It has to consider. This one has 2 of them. That's why it threw me off. It has to do. So little action steps that you can do right now or for the next day that aren't going to take you a long time. So these are to-dos that you can do right away and show the world all the learning you have from this book. And then to share. And I really love the to share part so much. Here's the to share over here. And this is to share. Oh, share the others technique, which I'll share on another show. But this to share are really special to me because it allows you to share the knowledge from the book with other people. So it's part of helping all of us get more comfortable with Freudenfreude, with joy, with gratitude, and overall to claim our bragging rights and put them out into the world because we need to hear more stories. And I want you to get the opportunities you already deserve and you desire. So again, a little bit of plug for this book, which comes out on May 11th, which is this Thursday. If you pre-order now, you'll get the workbook, not the workbook, the activity book, because it's not work, it's an activity, but the things you can do that are along with this book. So the share, to do, and consider, you'll get them in a handy book that you can fill out as you go. It's a PDF, fillable PDF. You also get an invitation to one of my upcoming events in June, and then another one in September. So if you go onto that address, you'll find them exactly as they are. They're written up so nicely so you can understand the special bonus offers that I'm giving out for people who pre-order the book. So why do authors always get so excited about the pre-order period? Because it helps seed the algorithm for all this technology that we're behind. And it's helping people to say, oh, yes, that is a book I want to choose. And it's helping the algorithm say we should spread this widely. And already I want to thank you because Bragging Rights has been several times featured in Amazon's new release list. And so that's because people are ordering it early and saying, hey, Amazon, you should look at this book and make sure that it's sent out into the world and that people know about it. So I really appreciate your early support of the book. It's Bragging Rights, How to Talk About Your Work Using Purposeful Self-Promotion. And I'm Lisa Bragg. See you again soon. Thanks.